What's going on, people? Welcome back again to the Root and Rhythm Podcast, where we are exploring the roots that ground us and the rhythms that make us move. I'm Early Jackson, one of your humble hosts that has the privilege to sit alongside the exquisite, the chef's kiss of a friend.
Seriously, stop.
Kim
Hi, I'm Kim Finley. I don't know what all that is, but you're welcome to be here. We're happy you're here.
Hey.
All maybe 7 of you, but we're happy you're here nonetheless. This is our podcast. This is our brainchild that we have been braining about for a decade, and we're finally doing it. Yeah. And we just always apologize for the lack of professionalism because this is not a professional podcast. We don't know what we're doing, and we just need y'all to be nice about that.
And Kim, how do we edit?
We don't. This is a one take, one shot thing. If it sucks.
You got it. Okay. You got it. So it is what it is.
Yes. So this is our third episode. So our third episode today, our subject is going to be Mo Money, Mo Problems, which ironically comes off a song by someone we can no longer listen to, but it's still a really good phrase. Just saying. Yeah. So we would like to state, I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Okay. There's always a subtext. I would just like to say that we do not dog out Mo Money because we would like some more ourselves. But we also are cognizant of problems that come along with some money and with not having money because both of us have experienced poverty. We've been broke. We've had broke food many times in our lives. We've gone through those phases. So we want to talk a little bit about kind of how money is a little different in your middle age because it is different. And then also reflect on financial mistakes we made in the past. And then we want to talk a little bit about how our different industries handle the sort of marketing of money and wealth.
Right.
Because that's a whole thing.
And we always tell you, as Kim said, this is, we're just starting out. So if you see Kim look down, she's looking down at maybe some cue cards. If you see me look down, I'm looking down and watching the timer because I don't want to get chewed out about not getting the time right.
We will not be running over time. I have things to do today. So I got stuff. So we have real jobs. I'm just saying. Yeah, this ain't it.
We do real things, but and we do them well. But go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So the financial journey.
Yes.
Okay. So we are in our middle ages. We are in our 50s. So we are, I think, at a place in our lives where we've figured out the balance between what you earn and what you pay and what you spend and how you live and how to make those cuts when needed. Which is not to disparage anybody right now because it is hard out there
for everybody. Out there for a pimp.
It is hard. I was just thinking that. Thank you for saying it because I was thinking it and I was going to start, and I was just going to be, and then it was going to be weird. Okay, I'm glad you did it.
I got you.
Thank you. Man. Okay, so I was going. Where the hell was I? And we're back.
It's hard out there in these financial streets.
We know both of us work with the public. Both of us as clients. If you don't know, he is we're a coach, but like
content creator. So I like to say I am in the business of empowering people.
There you go.
So my wife and I, we do like a whole bundle of stuff, but mostly we're doing professional and private coaching and some content creation.
And he's a published author. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
You wrote a whole book.
Yeah.
I have not written
on relationships. The Modern Princess, the 21st Century Guide to Fairy Tale Life. But
not a plug at all.
No.
Okay, so I'm a real estate broker. I own a real estate firm here in Virginia, and I've been in real estate for 10 years. So do not come at me. Don't start doing that thing. Just be nice.
Mogul.
Just a person.
Mogul.
Not even close to mogul. I don't want to work that hard. But we have both bootstrapped our way through life mostly. So and I with very little assistance often. So I do feel like we're qualified to at least talk about some financial stuff, which is not to say we have all the answers or we're in any way experts and do not take advice from us.
I'm an expert. I was an expert in my 20s of ruining my credit. Like I was very proficient.
That's a skill set.
Yeah. And so we'll get to that. But yeah,
I may have run up a few credit cards or 10 in my 20s, whatever. It's fine.
A big part of the problem, I think, is we both come from situations or environments that I can't speak totally for you, but I know they may not have prepared us as well as we should have.
Not educated at all about money.
About money, not just about what to buy, but
Right.
what not to buy and when, things like
Well,
that.
and also just about planning and strategy. And I do think, we're Generation X. I don't think a lot of us were brought up, and I think, and I've heard this before, to not talk about it. Like you don't talk about money, it's tacky. And as a result, as a kid growing up, I didn't know what a mortgage was. I didn't know how much ours was. I didn't know what percentage of our income it was.
Right.
I didn't know how much my dad made, like until I was in my 40s. Like literally,
Wow.
like I didn't even know because I wasn't allowed to talk about it. Like
It's a taboo.
It was like a
subject.
taboo subject because
Yeah.
like it's nosy and you don't do that to people. It's private. Yeah, it's weird. But like that's so, and I know I'm not the only one who was raised like that. So, and I think when you come from not necessarily lack, like we had roofs and food, even if it was broke food,
Yeah.
okay, but certainly not affluence. We didn't come from affluence, and we had to learn it kind of on the fly because again, there was no real education financially.
Yeah.
Like I know with my kids, I did it different. Like because we went through the recession together, me and my kids, and so they had to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we had to talk about. I had to talk about like we can't do this because this is the mortgage, this is the rent, this is the car payment, this is the groceries. We're out of money.
But I think that too, you said that X generation, we are trying to do what parents didn't do.
Trying to do
right? In some ways, right? Because my experience was my dad built his business, started doing super well. And out of nowhere, we found out he had a whole family.
Oh, Jesus, one of those.
Yeah, whole ass family. Whole family somewhere else.
Just going to point out that women don't do that. That's a man thing. I'm just pointing that out. Can you imagine a woman with another family? She'd be like, why
would I want more kids?
Why do I want more problems?
I'm glad we can laugh about our traumas, right? So
can you imagine?
Now this is what's great, and you'll appreciate this as a woman who's built yourself by yourself. When my dad left, my mom had no perishable skills, no profitable skills, nothing. All she did was work to help his business. So when he left, my mom lost it because
that's all she had.
Yeah, and it immediately impacted us because when he left, he took his income away.
Yep.
And that was a thing that I had to heal from because I was so pissed at him for so many years for that
trauma.
Yeah.
Also, money in most relationships is an energy, right? Like money is never, when people in families and marriages particularly fight about money, it's usually not really about money. Like it is, but it isn't. Because how you handle your money in the terms of a relationship impacts your priorities, your values, and spending habits, what you use money for. And I do think this is something no one ever talked about with me, but I really tried to talk about with my children, was to say, you got to figure out what your relationship is with money because you're going to eventually maybe want to partner with someone who may have a quite different relationship. And that can be very hard and lots of conflict. And we don't want conflict. So you got to do the work first.
Yeah. And I used to hear this saying, how you do anything is how you end up doing everything.
Oh God, that's so true.
And life isn't compartmentalized. So if there are dysfunctions, they're going to eventually find their way right into your
bank account.
Into your bank account. Yeah.
Because that's for real. So I think especially because both of us are entrepreneurial, we tend to both of us to some extent sell ourselves as part of our job.
Well, I do declare. I don't sell myself.
Sell as a verb.
I used to do, but I don't.
We market. Oh my God.
Oh, can you imagine?
Just read. Stop it. Okay, I just reread the whole thing, and I don't need that in my head. Come on now.
Go. We don't sell ourselves.
We do. We market ourselves as people, as the people in the product. Okay. And so I think that, oh my God, it's so stupid.
I love this.
It gives you a different approach, if you will. I think I am married to someone who has literally never hustled himself in his life, in that he has always had a job. Like he's always had an employer. Okay. He's baffled by what I do on a daily basis. It took him years to even understand half the terminology, because most industries have their own phrases and things like that.
Acronyms and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild when you start exploring the mindset. I have never. Both of my previous husbands were the same. They had always been employees. They were they also salespeople. Yes, because you can be a salesperson and an employee. Not it's always the same. But when you are an entrepreneur and you run your own company and you own, to some extent, you own the responsibility of all of your own income, because if you don't hustle, you don't eat.
Yeah. I didn't realize someone had to buy the paper to put in the copiers until I started my own business. And like, oh, you mean there's no copier room? Yeah. No, that's at your corporate job.
They pay for that. You don't. Well, technically you do, but you don't.
Right.
So, but that's funny too, because I remember it. Look, when I first went to college and I had a refrigerator that was empty, and we had rented an apartment the first time I was not in a dorm, and I did not know that condiments did not come with refrigerators. Legit, I swear to you, and I know that makes me sound so stupid.
No.
But at 19 years old, I genuinely thought
you open the refrigerator
and ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, whatever, vinegar, whatever it is, it's all in the fridge. It comes with. I swear to God, it is the most upsetting thing for me as a human being to move into a new place and have to restock a fridge from scratch. I don't know why. Having to buy all the condiments really bothers me.
That condiments thing is the whitest thing I've heard in a minute. I love it though.
It's so true.
I gotta go to the hood and tell this story. One of my white friends said said that she didn't know that food didn't come with the refrigerator until she was 18.
19. But
19. No, I'm just kidding. But
it's true.
Yeah, and that's how lived experiences,
I didn't say it was smart. I just said it was there. Look.
Wow, but let me think. What was I? How dumb was I at 19? Wow. I was so dumb at 19, I bought a gold chain in the parking lot of a mall.
Oh my God. Early.
And I was like, oh, he is so stupid. He doesn't realize what he's doing.
How much? Was it a lot of money?
Just 120.
Oh my God, that's a lot of money back then.
Well, he wanted 300.
Oh.
I talked him down. I think what he did was he made me feel smart. Proud. He made me feel smart.
That's a good salesman right
there. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'll do 120. He was like, I guess I can take it. And he took it. So, 19, I was making dumb. And if there was a woman involved, my decisions were 10 times worse. Oh my God, 19, I was crazy.
Hormones don't make you smart.
Oh God.
And they definitely don't make you smart with money.
And see what you said, by 19, I had joined the Army.
Oh yeah.
So I was finally away from everybody that I grew up with, everyone that knew me, my family, and I just went buck wild.
That's okay. So that's typical of military kids, because let me tell you something. The military heavily recruits from poorer populations, 100%. And I deal with a lot of military clientele in what I do for a living. And I have a lot of young military folk who want to buy houses or sell. And I'm going to tell you something. Some of them go,
what is that like?
Buck wild when they got that first paycheck and they're on their own, and and they're
from buy a Camaro.
They're from some teeny town with 3,000 people in it, and it's predatory. I was like, we live in a military community.
Yeah.
That around those Navy bases, it's very predatory businesses. There's a lot of payday loan places. There's a lot of buy your car here. Really, it's
buy
great.
Here, pay here.
Buy here, pay here.
Jewelry, a lot.
Pawn shops.
So
many pawn shops. So it's just because they get in financial trouble too, because they also weren't taught anything, because none of us are. So, I mean, I think now they make you take in high school a financial literacy class in some school districts.
Yeah. In some schools.
But I've not seen a lot of indications that that's working. Just saying. In my job. So, it's I don't think a lot of the problems that we had are not just exclusive to our generation, because I'm still seeing a lot of this. And money is sensitive. In our culture, money is identity. Money, your wealth or lack of, is your identity.
Yeah.
In as much as you may label yourself in your head as, whatever, liberal, leftist, Christian, whatever, and poor.
Insert.
Whatever your mental label box is for yourself, the financial one's always in there. And I think a lot of people, there's a reason you see online a lot of these online influencers, they front a lot. They try to look really like they're just balling. And then you widen the camera frame and they're not as baller as they'd like to be. And it's because we've made baller this thing to aspire to, as opposed to being financially smart, which typically is not nearly as flashy.
when you said fronting, I actually had a trigger because I was the king of front. Okay, funny story.
Okay.
And this is about as crazy as your condiment.
Okay.
So me and my cousin, his nickname is Rock. Shout out Rock. Hey, Rock. We used to ride around in his Renault. Do you remember those?
You had a Renault?
No, I didn't.
It's fancy. Renault. It's French.
Oh, Renault. Renault.
I'm being silly. It's
fine. And so we would ride around in there. We bought a fake cell phone antenna. Yeah, a fake cell phone antenna.
For you kids back at the day, if you wanted to use your very expensive cell phone in the car, you had to have an antenna on the top of your car or you won't get no signal. For your children.
Cellular phone. And guess what phone we got? We had his mother's cordless phone with the antenna.
Stop it.
So we ride to where the chick were at the mall and just go, hey, how's everybody doing? Oh, and we were fake drug dealers in our minds. So it was this whole thing. Yeah, we were like, yeah. So you talk about fronting. And I think coming from the area I came from, I believe that poverty or the presence of it causes a false expectation about money.
I agree with that.
It causes you to have some kind of weird energy. I like the way you said that. Weird energy with money because money's a current. It's a currency.
Right. Yeah. I would agree with that. And I think too, we have a thing in my industry we call scarcity thinking. And I think a lot of other salespeople in other industries use that phrase as well. Scarcity thinking is when you're always focused on what you don't have instead of focusing on what you do have. Sort of going from that mindset of like what you focus on creates more of what you focus on, right? So when you're in direct sales or any kind of sales job where, again, you're either selling yourself or a product or whatever, it can get real stressful when things aren't good.
Yeah.
If things aren't going well. And because, again, we don't work, we don't eat.
And if the economy impacts our clients,
which it does,
that impacts us.
Absolutely. Every time.
And, because you've been in some really high-end houses in the military, in the real estate industry, it always blows my mind when I see someone who appears, they've got a huge house, but they're up to their eyeballs in debt and have no liquidity.
And they're stressed. And I will tell you something I see a lot, because again, I'm not on the mortgage side of things, but I have the information, and you would not imagine the amount of people like doctors, like heart surgeons, for instance, or plastic surgeons, or just surgeons, specialists,
lawyers
who make ridiculous money, who have just credit that is absolutely in the basement and don't manage their money well. Because here's the thing about money and wealth. Being able to earn a lot of money does not mean you know how to have a lot of money. Being able to earn a lot of money doesn't mean you know how to manage it or safeguard it or keep it. And there's the whole dichotomy too in our culture where we equate money with success.
Yeah.
If you're financially successful, you're successful in life. When I think by the time you get to this age, you start going like, I know a lot of people with money that suck as human beings and they're not happy, and their kids don't talk to them and their spouse is unhappy, and that's not success to me.
No.
I want like both.
Yeah.
I want to be a happy, functional human being and have a nice, and be able to like take a friend to lunch and pay my bills. Right?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like I am a, servant by, my heart. I love helping people, but I know you can't help people grow. And the person I am in covenant to make help with the most likes sneakers. Sharice likes sneakers. She likes going out to restaurants, fancy stuff, right? And so I have to work,
I've seen your shoe collection. So I feel like you blaming Sharice for this is going to hurt you down the road. So let me correct that right now to save you the trouble. Because
Sharice, when you're watching this, you love shoes more than me. Admit it.
I'm not getting in that. I'm not getting in
that. But anyway,
speaking of sneakers, Amazon cart. I'm just saying.
No, but so sneakers.
Okay.
For a while, every pair of Jordans I bought was trying to heal a part of my childhood.
Well, I think that's a real thing. That's for real.
I wore secondhand, Bobos, and back then thrifting was not cool.
Right.
With Goodwill,
you were embarrassed. Where now all the kids think it's cool. My kids love it.
They're buying T-shirts that I had and saying, "Look at this vintage shirt. It's only $80." That came from came from Kmart back in the day. But
yeah, for real.
But I never had nice things. So one of the first things that kind of messed me up was as soon as I got a little bit of money, I wanted to fix.
Yeah.
And you said if you have a wrong relationship with money, it follows you through. So to that point, I hurt myself trying to fix the lack that I had when I was a kid. And I found out you can't go back and fix trauma. You have to work forward.
You have to work through your and I think a lot of people do try to buy their way out of their trauma. I've certainly done it. I've certainly done it.
Y'all need to tweet that. Say it again. They try to buy
their way out of their trauma. I was raised with someone who actively did that her entire existence, and I can tell you from up close personal experience, it did not make her relationships better.
Wow.
And I do think, how do I put this? Grappling with how you feel about money, because it's going to take you to childhood. We all have stuff. I'm sorry, if we're Gen X, everybody got trauma. I don't know one single perfectly functioning human being among us. Never met one. So everybody got something. But I think if you start exploring some of that, and again, we are big proponents of therapy. We believe you should go to therapy. Everyone should, and you should work on your stuff. Because here's the thing, trauma doesn't excuse you from being a hideous human being, and it certainly doesn't excuse you from your bills.
No.
So
the electric bill shows up no matter how depressed
they don't really care how sad you are today.
But
no, that's so true. So my ongoing work is to I tell people this all the time. I'm always walking a balancing line of trying to spend enough to be happy for me, which means basically trips. I like to travel.
She travels.
I do travel a lot, and I have a lot of friends all over the country, and my kids are scattered around the country, so I travel. That's with my why, if you wish. Okay, I like to pay bills. I really like to travel, and so I think So I think that if you deal with if you're dealing with your trauma, deal with your trauma. But you need to be aware of what you're doing. Like, I'm fully aware that I'm always walking a very weird balancing line between what I'm earning and what I'm spending, because I want to spend enough to be happy, because I also know people my age who have dropped dead. And that retirement they were saving for and putting off for and suffering for never happened, and they never got to enjoy it. And I'm not going out like that.
I've had this this thought lately of how, I guess it's because I'm in my 50s, of how frail and fragile life is, right? And I'm just like, I've made it my business now to be bold, to be direct, to handle my business, but most importantly, be happy. I love when people say, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" I said, "Be happy." No, really, like, what do you do? Literally, I'm happy. Everything else is an extension.
I'm working on that happiness right now. Yeah.
This is who I am. So yeah, just knowing that concept is there.
I think John Lennon said that too. Isn't there like a whole John Lennon story where people, when he was a kid, the teacher asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up, and he said happy, and they were like, "That's not even a thing."
Who told you? How dare you try to be happy in a world How dare you try to be independent and an individual thinker when we tell you what to like
and what to spend on?
Yeah,
that's consumer culture. Ew.
Yeah. So we're not against becoming influencers. Like, we're looking for sponsors. I mean,
bro, we'll tell you.
Yeah,
we'd love to be sponsored. We'd like to make a little cheddar, and we'd like to be able to buy, like, I don't know, nice lights.
Dollar bills.
Dollar bill, yeah. Okay. So because we'd also like a camera. And okay. Would we love that? Yes, we would. We ain't got that right now. So this is what we're doing.
And folks, we're winding down to the end of the podcast this time. Final thoughts? Anything you want to say there, Miss Kim?
No. Yes, obviously. I always do.
She's
so much.
You don't have something to say? Okay, anyway.
We know we are not giving you any sorts of solutions or anything, because we don't pretend that we know. We're just talking about what we talk about when we're together. So if you were tuning into this hoping you'd learn something about financial literacy, I'm so sorry. That's not what we're doing. But we do want to just have these ongoing conversations. So if you'd like to talk deeper, more intensely about money, we also have a large number of friends who are financial providers and financial experts. So if that's something that ever interests you, we can easily invite guests.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
tons of people who would absolutely show up. Think we're so lucky to have so many good friends.
They would be a little more serious than we would be, but
Yeah.
everybody can't be this much fun. But folks, we got to wrap it up. It has been awesome. Thank you so much for hanging with us. This is the Root and Rhythm podcast, where we are exploring the roots that ground us and the rhythms
that move us. We also are going to come up with some music about this, but we're not there yet. Stick with us. Subscribe. Come back again next time, and we hope to see you soon. Have a good one. Bye.